Hey folks, Landstryder here, and welcome to episode 19 in my Utopia Resurrection series. Today I'm down here by my cheaty power generator because I wanted to show you off the final product. This power generator I've upgraded. You may have seen the image of it in the last video I posted. I've went ahead and added a few more dynamos and changed a few things out as far as the augmentations on the different dynamos. They all are exactly the same now. They all have one augmentation of a secondary gearbox, which reduces the fuel that it uses just by a tiny bit. And then they all have the secondary transmission coils, which greatly increase the amount of energy that they can put out. They can put out 620 a piece, including the ones that are feeding back into the system. So this now produces 7,440 RF per tick of free power in this current configuration. Not sure why that one decided it wants to connect there. Let me just probably a visual glitch thing. There we go. And yeah, and this one's doing it too. Let me fix that. But yeah, it produces a ton of RF power, and now we are using that to power our quarry over in the deep dark, and that has gotten us a really huge amount of ore over a very short amount of time. We can see that if I search ore in here, let me go to the bigger display here, and we can see that I've got over 10K of redstone ore, ruby ore, chalcopyrite, and all kinds of iron and stuff. Dornell's been doing his best to try and keep up with some of that, but we're bringing it in way faster than we could ever process it. See, we're up to 10K of iron bars, so we're good on that for a while. I think he's processing copper now or something. We had
copper.
Yeah, we had a slight issue with the nuclear reactor not having enough fuel for that, but I think we've solved that now too, right? Like, we got a bunch of uranium. We indeed do. We've got like 300 plus uranium bars and another 231 to be processed, and a bunch of uranite and a bunch of uranium ore to process. Now, Dornell found a better way of processing the uranite. What did you say it was? You put
one uranite. Yep.
One uranite and one magnesium into the chemical reactor, and that gives you one uranium dust in return. So that's much better than centrifuging the uranite and only getting one uranium for every 3 uranite. So we get a lot more uranium out of our uranite that way. But we use up magnesium, which has relatively few other usages. So, and then I believe, and when we do process our uranium, we maciate it in the universal maciator, because if you put it in the pulverizer, it turns it straight into dust, and you don't get as many chances at the secondary. So, yeah, we're getting the most out of our uranium fuel now. So we should be good on nuclear reactor power for a long time. So we are still powering all of our GregTech stuff with a legitimate power source. It's just all the RF stuff and the quarry. That's what I'm trying to say. The ender quarry that we're using our illegitimate power for. And if we go down here, I can, like, the only place I can still access is on the bottom where I can reach the power converters thing. You can see that it's producing different stuff. It's staying fully charged and of internal power and still putting out that 7,440 RF per tick. I will eventually upgrade these ender generators to a 64X as a backup RF power, just in case this gets removed in the 1.0.2 update that's supposed to be coming out relatively soon, but we'll see. It might take a while. Speaking of other issues that we had with the 1.0.1 update, when we first updated, we had mobs all over the base, and they were spawning in light levels that they should not have been able to spawn in. So one of the things I did is I quickly put together, and we'll come up here, we'll see it, a magnum torch, and put it up here to prevent mobs from spawning throughout the base. So now all these torches are kind of irrelevant at this point, because the magnum torch should prevent spawns on most of these levels. I'm not sure that it would reach all the way down to the bottom level, so I'm not sure. This level might still need torches to keep the mobs away, but I put it way up there because I wanted to make sure that they did not spawn in the GregTech lab, because they were spawning like mad in the GregTech lab. I think it had something to do with these factory blocks that are warded, and I think that they were able to spawn on them even though the light level is quite high on them. They were still able to spawn on them. We had like a bunch of creepers in here. We had one creeper blow up. It was not fun, but now we got the Magnum Torch. We should have no problems with that in the future. So that was another issue I forgot to mention in the last episode. And since I recorded the last episode, I found 2 more major bugs that you need to be aware of. For one, the Osmotic Enchanter will crash you if you attempt to use it in the 1.0.1 update. Now, the way to fix that is to go and get the latest version of Thaumic Tinker from their Jenkins server. I'm going to have a link to that in the description down below, so go ahead, click through to that, download the Thaumic Tinker. I think it's version, it's build 466 is what we moved up to. The build that is distributed with 1.0.1 is 162, so you can see there's quite a few newer versions available of Thaumic Tinker. So you want to get that Thaumic Tinker and update it before you crash your world and go into a crash loop, and you know, it's if you do happen to have already done that, you can go ahead and fix it by updating the latest Thaumic Tinker build on that Jenkins server. So just download it from Jenkins server, take and move it into the directory that contains your Utopia, or I mean not Utopia, but the FTB Resurrection Pack. You go to wherever it stores your mod packs, go into the Resurrection folder, go to the mods folder, delete your old Thaumic Tinker, and move that file that you downloaded from their Jenkins server and put that in there, and you should be good to go. That'll prevent those crashes that are related to not having the latest version of Thaumic Tinker. Now, and then finally, the one other crash, I'm not sure if there's a fix for it, but I was trying to make magical wood, and one of the things that I was trying to use in the recipe, you can use pretty much any enchanted item, but I was trying to use enchanted chainmail boots, and they would crash my client every time. They wouldn't hurt the server, but they would crash my client every time I tried to use them in the recipe. So, don't know what that's about. All I can say is probably don't try to use enchanted chainmail in your magical wood recipes. But that's pretty minor there. But the Osmotic Enchanter is very major. I know this is like one of the best things to have to enchant stuff, and you're going to want to be able to use it. So make sure you go get that update and apply it. That's about it for as far as little issues that we've had with the update for now. I want to show you what I've done over here. I'm starting to get this laboratory ready to go for bees and other stuff. Basically, the genetics laboratory. I've used some of the new Chisel 2 blocks that are available. The technical blocks here. I'm not 100% sure I like them, but we're gonna stick with that for now. What do you think, Dornell? I'm not 100% sure I like at least not the stripe part. I like the stuff up top.
I like the vents.
The vents are good. These ones, the technical block in the middle here, I'm not sure I like that one. I might go with something different there.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
The one I wanted to use was the hexagonal one, but the problem is when you put it into a carpenter's wedge, it gives you like a transparency problem, so I couldn't use that. But the hexagonal would have looked perfect, you know, being the genetics lab, you know, because it looks like honeycomb. Okay, over here, let's see. Darnell's got us some updates ready to go for some machines. Here we go. Bunch of machines. These are what are they? Replacing these in this row right here, the chemical reactor and the other stuff here. So you get these all built, and there's the recipes for all of them. Let's see, let's see, the bottom one is the chemical reactor, the one I'm putting together right now. This is the chemical reactor, and the other recipes are the extruder, the compressor, the lathe. I'll be back in 1 second after I put all these together. You can see the recipes laid out here in the all nice for me. Thank you, Dornell. So back in a second, I'm going to just assemble these and we're going to get them installed.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I just got to get rest of these wires out of here. Dornell's finished up his current chemical reactor process that was going on. Now I can disconnect the power back here. and pick up this medium voltage transformer, and Dornell's putting together for me a high voltage transformer right now. Now this medium voltage IC2 transformer, I want to get that and pick that up out, because I'm going to replace that with a high voltage transformer, and then go ahead and face it the other direction. Click the corner of it to face it the opposite direction. Right click the center of it and twice, basically, if it's not facing you, twice, and it'll actually pick it up. If it's already facing you, right clicking the center of an IC2 block will actually disassemble it and pick it up for you. So now these IC2 machines, you just left click and break them with the wrench and you get them back. There we go. Oh, and I had the extruder had a shape in it. I'm going to go ahead and put that away. Let me go ahead and toss this copper cable into the system so that I don't accidentally use it, because it will burn up at the voltage that we're going to be using. And I don't need that medium voltage transformer right now, or these empty cells. I'm not sure where those came from. But I wanted to show you something about this transformer, and I can use the medium voltage transformer as an example, because right now it's in standard operating mode, meaning the plug side or the side with the multiple dots. It depends on your texture pack. I'm using Sortex texture pack, so it might look a little different if you're not using Sortex. But basically the input side is going to be the one that's different from the other 5 sides. Oh, cool. There's the medium voltage, or the high voltage. So yeah, this would be the input, and these other 5 sides would be the output. When you soft hammer it, you notice there's a little bit of a change on these other 5 sides. That switches its mode to being from a step down to a step up. But now, instead of this side being the input, this side is now the output, and these other 5 sides are the input. That's something I didn't realize a while back, and I actually ended up burning up some wire because of it. But it's something you need to know about how these GregTech transformers work. When you reverse them, it also reverses the function of the individual sides. So in normal mode, like that, this would be the input, those would be the outputs. In reverse mode, these are the inputs, and then there's only one output. Okay, just wanted to mention that. I don't need this transformer now, and I've got the one I do need right here, and I can go ahead and let me get rid of these what are these? Just medium voltage machines here, real quick, and put them in here. The advanced compressor, let's see, I think it's this one too. There we go. Now I have just the all the high voltage machines. So this chemical reactor needs to go in this corner. That way it connects to that water pipe that comes up through. The advanced lathe really doesn't matter, but I think it was set in here. The extruder I want right on top of its patterns. And then the other one was the advanced compressor. There we go. Now all I need to do is go back here, put down the transformer, and wire them up, and we'll be all upgraded. And then we'll have almost everything upgraded to 512, except for a few machines that really don't need to be upgraded or matter. So now if I take this and make sure that the plug, the input side, because I want it to operate in its normal mode, because it's going to step down that 2048 down to 512, and then I go ahead and put some wires in. The reason I did not connect these over to this system is because this system is also running the blast furnace, and I didn't want to have that many potential machines running off of the same transformer. That way, if a bunch of these machines are running, because often we'll have all 3 of the ore processing machines running, and those can run just fine without interfering with the blast furnace, because that's basically each one of these is going to take around an amp, and the blast furnace is going to take an amp, and the transformer outputs 4 amps. Now, if we tried to run all 6 of these machines plus the blast furnace at the same time, the blast furnace would break down temporarily until we started up again. So I didn't want to take the chance of us processing ore and compressing stuff and extruding stuff all at the same time as we were trying to blast furnace stuff. And that would be too much draw on that circuit. So I gave these 4 individual ones, their own separate circuit. It's also going to reduce the amount of power loss too, because it doesn't have to go down very much cable. So I think that's it for upgrading GregTech today. Like I said, we are almost to everything on 512. We've got a set of 512 over here. We're still running these ones at the 128, but they're not probably necessary. If we got the advanced alloy smelter, maybe put it over here where this voltage locker is. I only need this voltage locker to charge up my armor, which actually could use a charge because I was out mining and it drained my power while using my mining laser. So, and then these are the only other ones that are not on 512. These are still low voltage because these particular machines don't require a lot of power. We use them extremely rarely. Basic canning machines we use to basically make batteries. The basic fluid canner, I think we only use that to like empty cells of fluorine or something like that, or very rarely use it for anything else. So I think it's also maybe used in battery production too. But again, these are fine to stay on the low voltage. And this basic assembly machine could probably go, but we have a machine there to fill a slot. I think we use this for making our NAND circuits. And it just sits there. We keep some casings in it, and all we got to do is throw the materials in there. It's always got a little bit of soldering alloy in it, and the basic fluid extractor is what makes the soldering alloy, etc., etc., etc. We're done upgrading in here for today. So let's move on. So in order to solve the issue of needing to either quarry out a huge amount of area or go searching for uranium all the time, one of the things I want to do is move into getting some bees done relatively soon. And I also want to completely automate the process of making the reactor fuel and putting it into the reactor and pulling it out when it's done. So I'm going to be able to do that. I don't think I'm going to get to actually the automation today, but eventually I can have this set because every slot is full, right? Every slot is full except for the quad fuel rod. So I can use an import and an export bus on the reactor in order to pull out the fully spent rods and insert fresh ones whenever it runs out of fuel. So we should be able to fully automate that power safely because every slot in the reactor is full. Now, if you didn't have every slot in the reactor full, you could run into an issue because the ME system would try to put fuel rods in every empty slot, and that could blow up. So, but this particular reactor design is very, very good for purposes of automation, so we'll be able to do that. Before I get into bees, one more thing I wanted to show you guys. We've got some updates down here. I haven't added any machines or anything like that. I mean, I've been adding recipes to the system and stuff. I've replaced some of I think I've replaced all of the micro blocks in here that were messed up. But I didn't show you up here yet. Dornell has got us a little bit of decoration going on up here, which I think the other side might be better because I think I have more wedges and stuff over there. But yeah, we got a little bit of decoration going on up here. We got some armor stand and a place to put some tools. This is where my ender chest is at. I think I want to put like a desk and maybe a lamp beside it. I think that would be nice. And maybe some more bookshelves than just that one. My carpenter's bed over here, it needs like a little bed stand beside it or something. I think it needs to be moved over one too, maybe. But yeah, we got these new blocks from Chisel 2. These are Grimstone, and there's a bunch of different versions of those. These have like a black sparkle, kind of the opposite of Holy Stone. And we use them in here. I'm not sure. I'm still not 100% sure I like it. I definitely think it looks pretty good for a space station. It kind of looks metalish and, you know, like little plates of metal and stuff in here, and a little bit of difference for the ceiling. You guys let me know what you think. And if you have a different suggestion for a block to use for decoration, we'll be happy to hear it in the comments. And then over here is Dornell's room. He does not have an ender chest. But he could have an ender chest if he wanted it. Again, and we're also using, since we have the carpenter's wedges, we're just using the glowstone in there to keep it all lit up in here. So there we go. That's the decoration that we did for so far. I think this is going to get a lot nicer looking when we're done. Maybe even put some carpet down. Maybe put some kind of paintings on the walls and have some more bookshelves and, you know, basically fill this area up with like a nice decorated bedroom area. Make it look real good. Lots of bibliocraft. Okay, bees. We are ready for some bees. I think that's what we need to do next, because, oh, there are 4 industrial apiaries in the AE system to get started with bees. Leave me a list of items you may need to get them producing good. Dornell. Thank you, Dornell. Let's see, so we got some industrial apiaries in here. Yes, we do. And we'll go ahead and just look at the recipe on those real quick. They're really not too bad. This bee receptor is some bronze and a little bit of gold and stuff. This sturdy casing, of course, is just bronze. Some glass, some bronze gears, and a piston. Really not too bad to build these. What it is really expensive to do is to run them, because they run on RF. They use quite a lot of it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring these. I'm going to put these right 3 and 4. Actually, that works out pretty good, doesn't it? Works out pretty good. And then I can use a block of dirt right here and plant a flower or 2. But I think what we eventually want to do is be able to genetically alter our bees so that they don't need sunlight, they don't need to have a view of the sky and all that stuff. For now, we're probably going to have to use some enhancements in those apiaries in order to get them working. But some of the other things that we're going to need is a mutatron. Actually, let's look at gendustry machines and stuff here. We're going to definitely need a mutagen producer. So let's see, what do we got in here that we can make? We're going to need another sturdy casing. We're probably going to need a couple sturdy casings. Just go through and make a few of those right now. Power modules. This is some piston, bunch more of these Tinker alloy gears. Just make a few of those because we're gonna need them. So let's see, can we do that? What are we missing? Probably some pistons, right? Yeah. So make some pistons. I'm gonna just make a stack. Well, a whole bunch of pistons. Not a stack. Apparently, I don't have the wood cut right now. But there we go. Now we can make a power module. I think I needed 2 power modules for the mutagen producer. And some more bronze gears, Tinker's alloy, and a mutagen tank. What is that? That's tin with glass. That's not too bad. Mutagen tank. There we go. Now we get a mutagen producer. There we go. Got that. That's part 1. Next thing I'm going to need is a mutatron, but I don't want to use the regular mutatron. I want to go right to the advanced mutatron. So we got to make the regular mutatron first anyway, though, just to make it. So let's do that. We're going to need some bee receptacles. Oops, what am I missing? Probably bronze gears or something. What was it? Oh, weighted plates. So I need 3 of those at least to make the bee receptacles. 1, 2, 3 of those. And then what else? Another mutagen tank. Let's see, is that everything? Nope, missing. Oh, maybe if I click the right thing in there. Still missing some stuff. A genetics thing. So I need a pulsating chipset. Ah, good. I can make pulsating chipsets in here. And I can show you I have done a little bit of work to this. I don't know if this had the full amount of lasers last time I showed it on camera, but we now have total 15 lasers that maximum that can fit in this room without me changing that corner. I could get another one in there. But now I have these 2 reinforced strong boxes out here. This is where things come back out of the system. There's already a pulsating chipset in there, so I don't have to make one. But then we can put stuff in this strong box, and it'll go into the assembly table, and you can see where it's connected to that there. And then these are when the assembly table is done producing something, it pushes it down into a chest, which then gets sucked back over to this chest using some more extra utilities pipes and stuff. I don't have any automation on the integration table, but if you need to integrate something, you still have to open the door and access it. Another thing that's nice is you don't actually have to go in the room. You can just open the door and you can open either of the interfaces here. So you can stay out of the dangerous laser room, not get lasered. Okay, so I got this chipset. Gendustry. Let's see, and I should have everything else in there. Wow, some diamonds, some nether quartz, and we're good on diamonds. Our quarry has brought up quite a few diamonds. If we look, yeah, we're like at 300 and some diamonds. More than a stack of diamond ores, so that's another like 128 plus. We got some crushed diamond ore. Eventually, when we make that implosion compressor, we would be able to make more diamonds out of that stuff. But yeah, we're good on diamonds for now. We don't need to use any of the other tricks that we know to get diamonds, basically where you can spawn minotaurs and get diamonds that way. But we're not going to do that. Uh-oh. I needed to keep that out. Need to keep that out. That's part of gendustry. That's part of our our manipulation setup. So back to making this. I still need a power module. Apparently I'm going to need a bunch more than brass gears than I thought. Let's whoops. Let's get a recipe that's there we go. It's a little easier. Lots of different gear recipes you can usually bypass crafting certain things. And they're all ore dictionary. There we go. Another power module. Probably going to need more power modules for the advanced Mutatron. So that one's going to go right back in because we want to turn it into the advanced version right away. So I need what, 2 more. Oh, so I need more pulsating chipsets. So I need ender pearls. Okay. Just go ahead and make a few of them while we're doing it. We have no lack of ender pearls and blaze powder at this point. So that's going to go in there. I don't remember what else it requires to make them. Apparently something else. Probably, what else does it take? Maybe redstone or maybe regular chipsets. Let's look. Let's check the recipe on that. Pulsating chipset is an ender pearl and a redstone chipset. Okay, so redstone chipset. We're gonna need. Let's see. I put 8 ender pearls in there, so there we go. That'd be 8 total. Go ahead and toss those in there. It should make some chipsets for me here in a second. As soon as that stuff gets in there. Maybe. There it goes. There, it's activating. And apparently it's not, some of those lasers are not quite getting power fast enough. I guess the system's not used to them demanding power, so yeah, seem to be all working fine now though. So let's look in here. We should get some pulsating chipsets here in a second. Might take a few minutes to craft. Definitely all the materials are over in there now. Just gotta wait. There they are. 2 pulsating chipsets. I'll let that go ahead and finish up whatever it's doing without attending it, and come back over here. Gendustry stuff. This is another one of those somewhat tedious crafting things. I need 2 of those. I'm going to need another power module. Let's see, and then I think I should have everything else in there. Yes, there we go. Advanced Mutatron. Yes. That's going to allow me to rapidly go through any kind of progression in the bee lines and tree lines and get that done really quick. So I can get exactly what I want in a very short period of time using these machines. Let's see if there's anything else that I really need. I'm going to want the genetic sampler for sure. So it's another one of these. Whoops, more gears. Well, I should have just, wow, I don't want that. Don't want that gear recipe. I should have just made a stack of gears, it seems. Oh, and I'm out of bronze? Really? Really out of bronze?
I'll fix that for you.
Yeah, appreciate that. There's a bronze helmet in there that could get crushed. Those bronze-plated bricks could probably be broken down at this point. And we don't need any of those bronze fluid pipes either, so those could get crushed and turned back into powder and recycled.
Yep.
So, while waiting for him to do that, let me see what else I can get ready for the gendustry products. Gendustry. I need a genetic sampler. And gendustry. So I can get. Nope, that requires more bronze too. Almost everything requires bronze, so I'm pretty much held up for a second. Where to go? Where to go? This one is. I definitely need the genetic sampler. And I definitely need the genetic imprinter. I think that's probably it. So I'm gonna need another power module. Ah, there we go. Bronze gears. I got a few. What was it? I was trying to make this right here, which I don't have nearly enough stuff for. And I can make it. Oh, I need some more pulsating chipsets for those really apparently advanced. Let's see. Those redstone chipsets can go back in. Let's take more than one redstone to make a redstone chipset, I bet. There we go. And we'll just get a few of those. I bet I'm going to need them. Even if I don't need them, I can always go back and recycle them using the uncrafting table from Twilight Forest. So this right here, I need more gears. Maybe I can make this now? No, not even close. But I can definitely make this, the weighted pressure plate. I need another B receptacle. This is probably also going to require some B. This actually requires 2 B receptacles, so we might as well get 2 more weighted pressure plates ready to go while we're waiting for that bronze. And let's see, how's the bronze coming there, Dornell?
Oh, I just took you a stack in there.
Oh, sweet. We're also going to need a bunch of this genetic labware, so let's get a stack of that. Actually, let's get 2 stacks of that right now. We're going to need it. Oh, and that run us out of glass panes, so we get another stack of those and put them in there because we're going to need them for this stuff over here. So B receptacles, I need at least 3 for the machines that I have left to make. This I should need. I think I have. Nope, that's the wrong gear. It always wants to show me the wrong gear. Not the bronze gear from forestry. I want the Tinker's. There we go. Tinker's alloy gear. Let's get another. Well, and then I'm out of bronze, so. Out of bronze again! There we go. Do I have everything now? Yes. Genetic sampler. Okay, 1 more machine, and we'll have the basics of what we need. We can probably skip a bunch of these other ones for now. We won't need those until much later on, I imagine. If we plan accordingly, we should be good. So this thing right here, what am I missing? I need a sturdy casing. So I need more bronze. And another power module. More bronze. So I have that. I have enough for that. So module. Now, did you just put some in? Is that what you're
Yes,
trying
I
to?
did.
Okay. Sweet. Perfect. I got enough now. There we go. All the machines we need for basic startup in gendustry. And, well, let's see. There's 4 of these machines. I shouldn't need access to the back of them. I'm thinking, like, put them right over here. See, I've got, like, 5 spaces there. Now, I'll put them right along the wall over here. It should be fine. Yeah, why not? So, the genetic sampler can go here, and then the imprinter goes there for now. Mutagen producer we'll put in the very corner here, and the advanced mutatron can go right there. Now, hopefully, the way I have these laid out, the mutagen producer should auto-eject straight into the advanced mutatron, the mutagen. So hopefully that'll work out. I can test that here in a moment once I get these powered up. Do I want them all the way over in the corner, though? What do you think, Darnell? Do you think that's too far away from the apiaries? Of course, I might put more apiaries in, too. I could put, like, 2 more apiaries in and just put a whole string right across the
You
sidewall.
can put the apiaries in here?
Yeah. We'll put them, but yeah, because we are able to put upgrades in these that will allow us to simulate all of the environmental conditions that the bee likes without having to be outside or anything. So.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Okay. All right. So let's get access to the bottom because that's where our power is going to come in.
Remember, I wanted to crossbreed trees too.
Yeah, you'll have to actually. We'll have to have one up on the upstairs, and we'll get one industrial apiary with like a really good bee that's good at pollinating, and use it in there, and that'll give you pollination stuff. And then you can use these genetic manipulation machines to get the trees crossbred relatively fast. And we might not even have to put something up on the up on the in the biodome.
I said you don't think so?
No, because I think we can probably grow trees up on the surface, and because they would be within the range, the territory range of the bees, we might be able to use a pollen scoop or a pollen catcher in the industrial apiaries down here to just go ahead and collect the pollen from the trees that we have growing up in the biodome, possibly. If not, we'll put one up there on the surface and set it up specifically for pollinating trees. Okay, so I got the hole underneath all of those. I need to run some conduit over there, or some power pipe from extra utilities to give them their power. Let's see, do I have much of that left? I don't have enough of it. I do not have enough of it, so let's make some more of this. Slabs. Craft me some slabs. Craft me 100 slabs. Why not? Use them up eventually. And get about a stack, or almost a stack. Should be enough to get over to where I need to go. And let's see here. Now, I think, yeah, I need to come up this way with this pipe anyway. Well, actually, I don't need to. Why don't I just come straight off of here? Over to the side. Yeah, that's gonna be okay. Whoops. There's my hole. Come down a bit. There we go. Because I need to run I need to run a power pipe out this direction too, because I remember I took out all of the buildcraft pipes because I was afraid that they were potentially causing lag. And it did seem like it improved the tick rate on our dimension. Unfortunately, I had to use a little bit of them here because this was the only way I could get it to work the way I wanted it to. But it was either use Buildcraft Kinesis pipes or GregTech steam pipes in order to get the steam into them from where they were at there. So I went with the Buildcraft pipes because I had those made already. So yeah, that should provide us with power over here to these machines here shortly, as soon as the node. Remember, my entire power system through the whole base is controlled by this one node down here, and that seems to work out. It seems to work out, except for like when I connect something new, it sometimes takes a while for it to find it on the network and start supplying power to it. But we're not in any rush. Actually, it has already found the mutagen producer and it's starting to produce power here. Same here. Actually, it looks like it's found all of these and is now producing power for them. So let's go ahead and get distribute some of these labwares. There we go. And we need to get something for producing mutagen. Now, let's see, it's recipes. There we go. Perfect. We could use uranium blocks, which would produce the most mutagen, but we need our uranium for fuel, so we're not going to do that. The next possibility is blocks of redstone, which produce a pretty decent amount. Bits of uranium, bits of redstone. Wow, what is that? Uranium-235 apparently produces a ton of mutagen. I wonder why the block of uranium doesn't produce as much. It's weird. 9,000 mutagen for one uranium-235. But we have uranium-238, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why. Because uranium-238 is only a little bit. Uranium-235 is a lot. Okay, so we could also use glowstone, which is relatively easy for us to get. We go over to the end, or the nether, I mean, and get tons of glowstone. But I think our best bet is just to use the redstone. Because I mean, if we look in here, redstone is like one of the things we have the most of as far as ores. So I could, in fact, go redstone. We have 17 blocks of it in there right now, and I can tell the system to go ahead and craft me up another 100 blocks of it. And it'll start producing me some more redstone blocks to feed this in here. Because I think as far as resources that we have excess of, redstone's probably what we have the most excess of. So we'll go ahead and throw that in the mutagen producer. That's going to start producing mutagen. I want to see if it ejects into the advanced mutatron or not. It should. And we're going to get our first couple bees here relatively soon. Now, before we... Okay. I see you've already tried putting some stuff over here. Forest Queen. Why do we have forest stuff in here?
Forest and meadows work off plains.
What are
I'm getting ready to make you some plains, power, no sun needed, and
well, we're gonna skip all the basics. We don't need to produce anything with these basic bees. Sadly, the queens will have to be bred out, or we'll have to let them. Yeah, because the forest queen, we might have to actually allow it to go through its life cycle. One of these, you know what? Actually, you can make us 4 more of these industrial apiaries, because I think that would look nice along this diagonal. We just had 4 straight industrial apiaries all the way along here. And I'm going to go ahead and get a block of dirt, I think. Get the regular dirt. Probably could use grass blocks too. I think I have some grass blocks. Actually, we'll get rid of that one in the middle. I'm only going to use the 2. And I put some flowers on there, and then we'll have what kind of flowers we have. We should have a ton of different kind of flowers. Tulips. What is this? A red tulip? Why not? We got. I thought I had more flowers, but. About some daisies. We got daisies. We have an oxide daisy. I'll use that. Hopefully these flowers will work just the same as any. I think these are vanilla flowers anyway. Yeah, it's a vanilla flower. So it should work for the bee to, recognize that there's a flower there. So let's look at our advanced mutatron now. Yes, it is ejecting the mutagen straight into the mutatron, as I was hoping it would do. So I think it has to be to the right of the face of it. So if this was on the other side, I don't think it would work. So yeah, it has to be in this setup. Mutagen on the left, or mutagen producer on the left, and mutatron on the right, or advanced mutatron, whatever. So we're going to take our... That's ignoble. That's ignoble. Do we have any pristine stock? Yeah, the Forest Queen in there is a pristine stock, of course. We're also going to want the lifespan things for these. Nice. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't power these up. Because these have to have power too. I forgot. Watch, don't fall in the hole. Whoops. You don't have the apiary there yet. Actually, is that... Oh. That was funny. I tried to come up through the hole and you placed the block right on my head. That looks good.
There you go.
That looks good. So yeah, I need to get my energy pipes over to there too. So just come back down one. There we go. Place these all, get these all connected to power. There we go. All of them are powered up now. Come on back up through here.
So we're in a jungle biome. That should work already.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, these are jungle over here. So what's it over there?
It's jungle everywhere. I think it's a single biome jungle void world. So I need the lifespan reducers. I'm not sure why this one's... Oh, because it doesn't have any power yet. So once this gets connected up, these get connected up to power and it starts powering up. It should start working for this forest. I need the lifespan producer. I think... What is it, the one that makes it so that they can cave dwell? I think it's the light.
For 8 machines?
What?
You need it for 8 machines?
I don't know if we need it for 8 machines. No, like we need it for like 2 or 3. Let's see. We need here's all the upgrades. See, we need the that we don't need to simulate any of that. The internal lighting I think would help for. Where's the one that lets them cave dwell? Temperature, no. We don't need none of that. Don't need none of that. We're going to need automation upgrades for all 8 of them. So the automation upgrade,
well,
some pistons, some upgrade frames, some more.
Your lifespan is in there.
Lifespan, okay. That's going to reduce the time that they live so that we can get through our generations faster. Genetic stabilizer, no, we don't need that. Seal upgrade. Protects from rain. We don't have rain in our dimensions, so that's not necessary.
Do you need light upgrade for all 8?
No, just a couple. Here we go. Open sky upgrade. That's the one we need. We don't need light upgrades at all because we have light. We have light 24/7. What we need is the open sky upgrade, and we just need it for like 2 or 3 of them. And that'll work. So the lifespan upgrade. For like 1 or 2 of them, because those will be our breeder ones, and the open sky one, just so we can get started on this without having to take them up to the top level. So
you got 3 lifespan, 3 open sky. What's that? What else did you need?
Lifespan,
automation.
Automation for everyone. So I need 8 automation.
Yeah, automation is gonna take a while because I gotta make some more stuff.
So open sky. Let's just quickly look at the recipe there. That's usages. Let's look at the recipe. So that was some fermented spider eye and some glass for the lifespan upgrade. So that makes them live less time, which is good when you want to when you're trying to turn over generations and get the and then this was some blue stuff and some glass. That was easy. Relatively easy. So now we don't need to have them outside. So this one's now powered up. It's got a red X up here because it says the temperature, it's not bright enough. So we just put this in there. I think should work. Not bright enough. Maybe I do need a light upgrade. Well, let's try the light upgrade now. Gendustry stuff. Here it is. Light upgrade. We'll just make one of those just to see if that works. And clear those so that he has access to that material. always want to clear your recipes so you have access to those materials in other terminals later on. Oh, wait a minute. What's it saying? Not bright enough. So if I put that in there, now it says hostile environment. Probably because it's too damp.
So you need a plane. So you need a plane simulation.
Yeah, something like that. Let's emulation. Let's see, we can get planes. I got this. I got this. Unless you've already made it.
Nope, your animation's in.
Okay. Shoot. Planes emulation. I mean, environmental. Wow. That needs, what was it? Gold chipset. Do we have any gold chipsets in here? No. I'm gonna have to make some gold chipsets. That's probably gonna take some gold ingots. And who knows what else. Just put a few of those in there. And wait a moment until they get in here. There we go. Gold. Probably requires something else, apparently. Wonder what this is missing to do stuff. Interesting. That is very odd. It's got these ender pearls and redstone chipsets in there, but it's not making the things. Maybe it needs some redstone? Some actual redstone?
Wait a minute, no.
What's up?
Never mind.
Apparently needs actual redstone, so. So I'm not sure which one it's making right at the moment, but it should make some of these things. In a few seconds. Let me get more redstone put in there. What's the matter?
I just processed a bunch of redstone.
I've got impure piles of redstone dust in there. Do you want to, what? Processed a bunch of redstone. Are you using, what ore are you using for that, by the way? The nether ore?
No, I put the blocks in the pulverizer.
Oh. We've got like a major stack of impure redstone. If you want to take that up. Oh, or you just want to centrifuge it and clean it or something.
Yeah, so.
Well, anyway, hopefully in a moment I'll have a gold chipset. Maybe. There it is, gold chipset. There we go, environmental processor. Now we make our emulator. Maybe we need some bronze. More bronze gears. No? Didn't like that recipe. Come on. Do we not have bronze? We do. Something's gone awry here. Doesn't even want to put there it goes. A little lag there. Something going on, laggy. I think it needs an iron in the middle to make these gears. There we go. I'm just gonna get extras because I know I'll eventually need them for something. Emulator, come on. What am I missing? Oh, I'm still missing something. Oh, climate control. There we go. A planes emulation. This is going to let us get our 1B here going. Right? Yay! So now we got no error. It should proceed to tick away, and in a second we'll have a pristine forest queen. We don't want to use any of these. I really don't want to use the ignoble, because if you start with an ignoble stock queen, then you're going to end up with an ignoble down the line, and then it will eventually die off. So let's look at what we have in here. Do we have any more queens? We just have the Pam's queen, so that's fine.
Follow me.
I know there's a bunch down in Profound's area, but I'm just seeing what we have in the system right now. We've got a tropical, ignoble. Okay, so all we got there is ignoble. So down here, somewhere, we're going to go poking around in Profound's area. He's got a bunch of queens. Hopefully some of them are pristine. Probably in these chests over here, I'm going to guess. Nothing there.
Over here.
Find some?
Top chest.
Ah, here we go. Ouch. What the? Oh. I'm hungry. I have not been paying attention to my food bar. Okay. Don't want to mess with Marshy right now. One of the things we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go out and find an unexplored territory and dig down in the ground and look for rocky princesses. Because since the majority of the world was generated before Benny's mod was added, we got to find generate a new section of world and then search in the rock in that area for princesses of the rocky persuasion. Okay, so we got some pristine meadows princesses up here. Sweet. That'll work. Was there some queens in there too? Princess. There's a queen. What is it? It's tropical pristine. I don't want to mess with tropical because it's going to sting me. We don't want to do that.
Making that for a suit.
Yeah, but we'll worry about that some other time. We'll leave that to our actual person that's supposed to be doing the bee stuff, and he'll have access to all this nice equipment next time he comes on in order to be able to get it done. So you can see my forest princess has went ahead and it's finished up its life cycle. So now we have a nice pristine forest princess, right? And a nice pristine meadows princess. So now all we need to do is come over here to our advanced Mutatron. Go ahead and put a forest or a meadow princess in there with a forest drone. And now we can either choose whether we want a leopardine queen or a common queen. We want the common queen. And there we go. Shazam, common queen. Now we've got to go ahead and we're going to put that back in our rapid life cycle industrial apiary. And pretty soon we'll have a common princess that we can go ahead and genetically manipulate into the next generation of stuff. So, and again, I'm going to take the meadow princess. Wait, pristine stock. Was that a pristine stock? Yeah. I have 3 pristine. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to take another meadow princess, another forest drone, and give myself another common queen. Because I'm going to want to get a bunch of common drones in order to use those later in further. Okay, so this one needs all the other upgrades to it. It needs, let's see, I have another sky upgrade. I'll probably need a light upgrade. I'll put a sky upgrade in this one. What else do I need? Open sky, light, and light, I think. It doesn't like being in this room without the light, I guess. There we go. Gendustry, light upgrade.
I just put one in.
Okay. Did you make 2 or did you make just 1?
No, just 2.
Okay, I'll make 1 more.
Oh, there's 3.
Okay, so this one gets that, and then it needs an emulator too.
I'm working on it. Oh, you got to build a chipset for me.
Well, I wish you would have not made us a jungle biome, because that really sucks.
Oh, that's right. Jungle biome is the marshy, or the
humid. I mean, eventually we can overcome that issue, but it's going to require a little more building.
Wait a minute. We can cool it off.
It's hot and humid. I don't know. Let's see. Temperature warm.
I'm gonna try something. Hold on.
Humidity damp. I think it needs the humidity to go to normal. You gonna try a humidity upgrade? No. Well, no, that's not gonna do it, dude. It's humidity, not temperature. It's the wrong upgrade.
I got a humidifier. I don't have a dehumidifier. Hold on, let me look.
Yeah, there is. There's a dryer up. It's called dryer upgrade. Got it.
It's better than making it plains.
Yeah, it kind of is. Okay, no, it needs the cooler too. It needs the temperature down to normal.
Yep, I'm gonna go get that one.
You might as well just bring all those in here and put them in a filing cabinet somewhere. If you're like all the upgrades, because they're going to be switching them in and out and stuff. Okay, we can see that our common princess in our rapid life cycler thing has already done. So we could take our common princess. So I'm gonna, well, okay. I've got another common. There's it's working.
I'd get rid of the open sky.
It needs the open sky, I'm pretty sure. See?
Okay, yeah, because it thinks it's obstructed because we don't have the...
Well, it is obstructed. It thinks it's obstructed because it's obstructed. Let's see. Now I take that common princess that I got earlier and take it and mix it with a forest drone and get me a cultivated queen. And we're going to rapidly go through this, but I think I'm probably really long on time already. But there you go. You can see that the process. I'm going to be able to process rapidly through any kind of bee genetics that I want to do. I'm also going to be able to use these machines in the tree genetics as well. So we'll be able to get all of the trees that we want to have, all the really cool special woods from forestry and extra bees, extra trees. And yeah, there we go. We're just going to have to probably have to modify our apiaries in order to give the bee the environment that they want at the time until we can later produce a bee that will accept the environment that we have. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Be sure and leave a like, a comment, thumbs up, all that fun stuff. Be sure and go and get that update if you haven't. If you're using the 1.0.1 version of the pack, be sure and get that update for Thaumic Tinker so you don't crash. And until next time, I will catch you later.